Unlock Your Dreams. This is a set of podcasts by EduCafe Student Solutions. Today, on this episode of our podcast, we have Rupa, who is part of the EduCafe team. She handles our business development for the company. She has been in the banking industry for almost 20 years, or a
23
little over 20 years. So she brings a lot of experiences dealing with people, dealing with life, ups and downs, everything together. And that is the topic we have today, which is positive thinking. So welcome, Rupa.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. Thank you for this warm welcome, and I think we make a huge difference in talking and giving our thoughts what we do. And
Mhm. So tell me, Rupa, with positive thinking as this subject, there's a lot of generally buzzwords about staying positive, being positive. But what exactly is positive thinking?
see, according to me, when the way I stay positive, okay, is like I generally taken all the good things basically. For example, a small example was like just a smile. It's a positive thinking. It's a positive approach. You should not have a grin face when you meet a person. It can be a stranger also. If a stranger is giving you a smile, yes, with a good note, you need to smile back. That's positive thinking. Those are the positive things. It starts from there. You know, as soon as you get up, also like you should start off with a small whatever you do, like your daily routines of you get up and pray and just give a smile at yourself. That actually boosts in yourself with the positivity. That has actually changed when I keep practicing that every day, which I see myself. I get up, I pray, and I see myself in the mirror. I just give one smile. Of course, there will not be anyone to look and smile and all those things. Greeting is different. Yes, when you greet, also you give with a when you greet anyone, especially when for example, I'm greeting you, Anirudh. Hi, Anirudh. That should come from your inner thing. Hi, Anirudh. You should not just say hi. That's not positive. Okay. So all these things matter. You need to build each and every action of yours will have every positive and negative ways of being there.
Absolutely.
Okay, and it actually implies to your personal life as well as your professional life, your studies, whatever it is. You need to be there. If you are there with a positive thought and action, you can actually succeed anything. That's how I boost myself every day. Yes, this is my thing. This is my day. These are my to-dos. These are not my to-dos. That also should be that. Not to do, to do. These are, even in your to-do list also, you should always have constraints. You can't have everything in to-dos list only. But again, you cannot reach to all the to-dos what you want to do. You need to see what is the positiveness in that. You have to go on. That is what.
That makes sense, understandable. But again, so the idea of positive and negative, I understand. But why is there value to positive thinking? So the idea with actions, reactions, how to sort of set yourself up to be positive, I understand. But what would you say is, like, say, an added value, or what value does positive thinking bring to a person in general? Like, I'll give you an example. So let's say now, let's take your example of waking up in the day. Let's say I've just woken up very badly. I didn't sleep well. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling like I want to be happy with today. Or I'm just not feeling good. So then, what specifically could positive thinking do to change that? Or as in, like, what value would positive thinking bring in a situation like this?
Okay. See, when you say value, when you need to see with a positive thinking, but positive itself is a value. Okay, when I say positive, that itself is a value. Okay, when you give a smallest thing to yourself with a positive thing, note to yourself, that itself a value. You might be not in a good mood or happy mood. You don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want to do anything. Just stay aloof. It's okay. Never. It's not a mandate for you to must and do. It's not possible. Okay, keep it. Think over it. Take time. It's okay. That way, it adds value. You'll come back to your positive senses. If when you just can't push yourself, nobody can push themselves for to do anything, okay, whether it's, you know, you want to do 100 10 targets today, 10 you no, that's not possible. It's up to the person's capacity and everything, and you think over it. If you're not able to move forward, relax, it's okay. There's nothing, you know, you don't have to push yourself harder in any way. That itself is a positive, that's a value. When you say positive itself, that's a value. It actually implies when you start thinking about positive things and doing all positive things, that actually acts as that is an action on your in your life. You know, you will you know, your outcome will be good, whatever you do. It can be even in a, you know, you pick up the small goal and give to someone, that's an outcome. That also will be good. Everything will be, everything will fall in line. So that's an action. So positive is a value. You need to build in your positivity so that you know that value that's a value what you actually building into yourself. As I said, the outcome is good for this particular.
So carrying that forward itself, what are the things I can do to build a positive attitude or to become positive? So as you said, if being positive in itself is the value, and let's say I'm not as positive as I could be, what are the things I could do specifically that could make me a more positive person? One you had already mentioned is smiling when you greet. But let's say it's for something internal, like what would the actions or even a to-do list of things that you can do or remind yourself of that would build a positive attitude?
First and foremost, focus on what you want to do. That is one thing which is very important. Now, to do, for what you want to do for yourself to be positive is by being in a good companion. Okay, if you want to, those are the things. Obviously, you have to have good friend circle or good environment, so that you know that positiveness gets built in yourself. That is one. Start with something new which you will be probably you will which for example, if you want to you know, do something like, you know, you want to start walking, you know, or some sort of exercise, or listening to music or dance, whatever it is, you know, start doing all those things. Okay, start one by one, not everything together, one by one. It changes. So, and it builds in energy. So these are the things which actually builds in energy. Start talking to people. Start talking to the near and dear ones of yours, whomever you, openly, kulam kula, you talk. Have a good conversation. Have a healthier conversation rather than gossiping. Yes, gossiping is not bad. I don't say bad, but it is not healthy. That's what I meant to say. You should have a healthier conversation. You can talk. You can have a good gossip. Good gossip, not bad gossip. Good gossip, and it actually gives you a good energy into yourself. Build energy into yourself as much as possible by doing all those things. You know, what you action actually builds a good and bad energy in yourself. The way you do it, when you start having a good conversations, it gives you good vibes. You know, give good feedbacks, and you know the positivity builds in yourself. Focus yourself. As everybody, yes, you need help to focus also, yes, you can take help, that is also available. You should start doing it. You should come out from your whatever world you are in, like, you know, you want to you know, enhance your positivity in yourselves. You need to, nobody can stay in negativity all the time. Like, you know, the person whoever is in negativity also have to come out to positivity. That is how it is. So start focusing. Building up a lot of values, good values in yourself, enhances your positivity in yourself.
Interesting. So that way, let's make it a little more personal then in that sense. What specifically are things that you do in your daily life that you focus on towards trying to maintain a positive attitude?
For me, first and foremost is, like, you know, I'm a very independent person. I don't depend on people as much as possible. Wherever it is needed, yes, I will depend, I will learn, and I will do it. I will you know, that's how, whether it's be it in my work or at home or wherever it is, whether I have to learn it from a younger person or an elderly person, doesn't make sense. doesn't really
Make a
matter,
difference.
doesn't really make a difference. Only thing I need an outcome. So what I do, for me, I actually am a very challenging person. That is also a positive thing, value which you can add to yourself. You need to challenge yourself. You need to take up those challenges which you can actually, you think, okay, and the goals. When you set up all those parameters, you will be able to stay positive, one, and you will be able to achieve whatever you want in life. That is how I am. Yes, adding, when you need to know what are your limits, what I can do, what is that I can achieve, and you start aiming for that, little by little, step by step. Not really, you can't jump from from here to there. You just have to go little, hop a little, take steps. Baby steps also is fine, but not really baby steps, because it should not take a too longer time, so that and once you reach there, you should not regret that I have lost my time. No. Again, you should actually time out yourself. You should many people say that I don't have time. No, that's wrong. I don't agree with that. I completely don't agree. You need to time yourself. When a person says that I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, no. A person has the ability to control themselves. Okay, willpower is one thing which I have in myself. Self motivation. I have a lot of self motivation for myself. I keep self motivating. Yes, I can do. Yes, I can do. And I keep thinking about the pros and cons. When if I have to go and meet someone, my first thing will be, I do the homework of that person. Why should I go and meet? One, what is a person's profile, what I can add value there. That way I do my homework, so it will become easier for me to justify with what I'm where the person I'm going and meeting, and the outcome of it. Yes, you can't expect the outcome immediately, it will happen, but you need to wait. That is all. When that's about it, you need to have a lot of willpower. You need to self motivate yourself, or motivate through some other sources which you can, through people, through your connects, or through a lot of the social media stuffs are there nowadays. Good social medias, read through or read books. Go through the social medias, whatever you have, all this on the topics people discuss. So go through that. Whatever your your hobbies are, if you're having a hobby of watching a movie, watch good movies which lightens you. If you're watching, again, everything will have an impact. Whether you read, whether you talk, or whether you watch a movie, or whether you're driving, riding, whatever it is, everything has an impact. So whatever you're doing, do it lightly, so that it doesn't impact you more. When you do it with harsh, no, I want this, I will do it I will do it to that extent, it can never happen. Everybody says sky is the limit. Yes, sky is the limit, but to touch that limit, you need to go through that particular ladder. You need to go it step by step. So that way, you need to gain your willpower, self motivate yourself, have a healthy conversation. Talk to people. Nowadays, it's like there's no less. Making friends, making good friends, having a healthy conversation with your own people, or new people whom you meet up. Okay, healthy conversation, healthy movements with them. It's good for you. It is like you are actually building a good environment, one, and you're actually staying positive there. That's how it is.
Makes sense. So you had mentioned control, or
Yeah.
trying to control. So I'll little go off of that, because I feel generally nowadays people, when they go into a negative state of mind or have experienced a fair amount of negativity, it's generally because of things that have been out of their control. So whether it has been, let's say, a romantic relationship breaking up, friends not talking to you, you not getting the job you wanted, you not being able to achieve whichever goal you may have set for you. It's predominantly because it was always some factor that was out of your control. Now, when that comes into play and I am now in a negative state of mind because of everything that was not in my control happened to me, how do I now imagine a positive me? So, like, what can I do to make myself feel positive or remind myself that I should stay positive and not worry about the lack of control? So, I think lack of control equals fear, which equals negativity. And so, how can I now break this pattern?
Okay. See here, when you want to control yourself and stay positive, it's like you need to know, you need to know where you have lost the control. Okay, one, when you're doing something and if it is out of your hands, it's not in your hands. Don't go out of your box to think what has happened. See within yourself first what you can do, what you can hold back, and how you can control it. Okay. When you do that, you will automatically you will be able to come out from that situation. Take a small deviation. Don't let this go off away from you. That control which is not gone out of your hand. Don't let it go. Never let things go out of your hand.
No,
Okay,
but
one.
I think you misunderstood what I'm saying, because so if I give let's say, let's take the breakup example, right? So now two people are in a relationship and they have broken up for whatever reason that happened. It's because two people are involved. I now can't control the other person's actions, reactions, and thoughts. I can only control my own. But the outcome has become negative. So the person broke up with me for whatever reason. I now, as you say, I can't let that go out of my control. Here I have no control over it, right? But I'm still feeling negativity. So in this situation, what is it that I could do to make myself feel positive versus get stuck on trying to control?
Understood. See, for example, the relationship between the two. Okay, don't in the sense don't let go. In the sense don't let go if the relationship is going because of the convenience of the other person, the opposite person. Okay, there should be a mutual. Obviously, of course, it hurts.
Absolutely.
Of course, it's a feeling. It's an emotional feeling. It hurts. But again, when it happens that way, you need to give time. You need to give time. That is where I said, like, don't let go completely. Just give time. Stay with that, but give little time so that whatever not come back, or it might come back. Be prepared for that.
Absolutely.
Mentally you should get prepared so that you will not lose yourself out.
Yourself.
Yeah, you should not lose yourself out in any situation. So you should give little time, take deviation. That is where I said you have to take a small deviation. Start focusing on something else so that you will not have if you start only thinking about it, and if you keep waiting for what will come, what will not come, whether when all those things, you'll feel negative. So start taking deviation, start focusing on something else which you can do productive, which will probably give it might have an interlink also. So it probably this will come back as a positive thing. If it's not happening, it's well and good, because there are many ways to mend yourself and mend other people also, mend in your ways also and other people ways also, so that you're not hurt and you're not hurting anyone else. So you should have the deviations then and there. Okay, and take time. You taking time for yourself is very important, be it from your work or be it from your whatever, your personal work or your personal relationship, or from your work, everything, professional, everything. Even in if you're having a healthy relationship and you're committed with one to other, like and everything is going on fine. But again, in most of the relationship nowadays, Anirudh, I've seen, okay, many people, though they are, of course, they are staying together under one shelter, they're having a happy family, or good family, mother-in-law, father-in-law, father, children,
Or
everything,
together.
everything is there, pets are there, everything is fine. But they want a break. They want to stay, aloof. That time is very important for yourself. That is a time, and that has to be given to everyone. Everyone has to take that way. Even in my case, if I have to give my example, myself and my daughter, obviously we stayed under one shelter and all those things. Here, what we do, even when sometimes she goes and stays in a friend's place, or I get away. Okay, I get away, go stay in somebody's house, or I get away to some other place, and she's alone or I am alone. We are happy. We want that break. Whether it's 1 day or 2 days, depends. Again, it's a break.
Correct.
Want to be for myself. I don't want anyone, irrespective of your mother, father, sister, brother, husband, wife, doesn't matter, children. You need that break. That break actually can give you a lot of clarity. Actually, will give you a lot of clarity. I know when I've watched in many movies, that actually works. We've been practicing.
You've been experiencing it as well.
Yeah,
so
we have been practicing and it's going well. It actually is going well. That actually also gives you a good, way out to, focus more, to have better clarity as to what you have to do. And after you come back, you'll feel that, you have that freshness in yourself and you say, okay, let's start.
Mhm.
So it's like, you're starting the game again or you're starting a new game. Everything will go on fine. That's the way it is.
No, that makes a lot of sense with just this idea that ideally, if you can take a break,
Yes.
that automatically, in one sense, is also saying that you're taking a break from whatever negative feelings you are feeling.
Exactly.
And as you said earlier as well, that because of that, that will then be that you cannot stay in a state of negativity throughout because you will have to come into a sense of positivity.
Take a deviation. You need not. I don't say everybody can travel or people can travel. Just get away from that, so that that doesn't impact you. The negativity doesn't impact you. Negativity impacting on positive thing is very high, and it's very fast. It's like as the light travels, it is like that. The negative impact is very high because it's fraction of second. It'll impact you. The same thing, you have to get back. They say being good is difficult and being bad more than being bad.
Of
It
course.
is very, very
Absolutely.
difficult. It is like you can't be accurate one. Obviously nobody is accurate or anything as such. But yes, trying to be more accurate and more good in all the ways, it's very difficult. There will be some small slip outs that's there. But again, you should not, once you if there is a negativity there in your, if you feel a slightest negativity also, it's very fast for it will impact you in, it will drain you out.
Mhm.
So you should come out from it. You should talk. If you can't come out by yourself, you should talk. I have experienced many times. So yes, I have a lot of willpower, self motivation, self willpower. I have my mindset is very strong. But again, at times even I break down. But that is the time I keep myself aloof. Nobody should talk to me. Like I keep myself aloof as much as possible, so that I come out from that. That is the way it is. The more yes, sometimes many people will have this way also. When they are left alone, they'll have more impact, negativity impact. But again, how you drive yourself from that, it's up to you. Yeah, that is where you need to deviate. You don't have to go alone or be alone. You can go out with your friends, share away with your friends, family, whomever you want. Do something, even if it is the crappiest thing also, do it, end it. That is the way it is. It's okay, there's nothing wrong in that. But yes, whatever the crappiest thing if you're doing, that should not hurt anyone.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing.
Absolutely. No, makes sense. That's very true. So then also looking at this season that we're in, especially with students and exams, and you must have experienced it with your daughter as well. How do students now make the effort? Let's say the exams didn't go the way they hoped for, or let's say the schools that they wanted to get into are not interested in them. What can students do in this phase, or what did you do with your daughter as well if she experienced any sense of negativity, to get out of it and be more positive?
Okay. I'll give you an example of my daughter itself. In fact, when she was studying in Jain College, when I can quote that, I hope it's nothing wrong. When she was studying in Jain College itself, I think she happened not to go to the college for 2 weeks or 3 weeks probably. I really can't recollect. I didn't get any message nor call from the college. I was shocked, but she happened to express it to someone else, a friend of mine or something. And through that friend of mine, I got to understand that this is the thing. Yes, here again, what I tell parents, all the parents and all the guardians or the teachers, whoever, like, guiding each and every child in the, in that particular time, don't pressure. One is one. Don't pressure on the kid. And don't compare. That's very wrong. Even once you grow, once a child grows up, or don't compare yourself also to anyone. One, and don't compare any child to anyone. Every child has their own capability and all those things. That's too wrong. Don't pressure on more on the whatever the requirement is, the academic, especially the academic. Don't give that space. The child will come back. The child has its own, his or her own capability, to do things, and understand the child. And as per the age, you need to go as per the kid's age, as per the child's age. You need to grow up with the child's age. You cannot expect the child of, for example, a 7-year-old child to understand, what is your balance in the account.
Absolutely.
No, that is wrong. So that way you should make the child understand in the child's language. You can't put your foot into the, you can't expect the child to put the
Their
foot
feet
in
into
your shoes.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That many parents do it, and they start actually having a lot of arguments with the children, and between in the house itself, whether it's mother, husband and wife, or with the parents, or whatever it is. There are a lot of arguments. The child is like clueless. The child is like, the tamasha ho raha hai, that's it. And it's not, obviously, again, the child's mindset has gone for a toss there. So obviously you are setting up a base for a child. The child is going to walk on the base what you're setting up. If the base what you're setting up is not right, then there's no point of blaming anyone for that. Blame yourself. Simple. Here, when I say positivity, that these are the things which actually one should build in a child, especially the parents, the teachers, the friends. Okay, as in the class goes higher, for a child, 7th standard, 8th standard, right from 5th standard it starts all this, all this exam studying and all those things, and the child will have that mental pressure. My friend has scored this much, my score is low, and the pressure is falling from the parents. Sit with the child, talk to the child, understand the child's this, what the child wants. Don't, as I said, go with the child's age. If the child is in 10th standard, after 7th standard, you need to go with the same flow. That's the teenage time. You need to have eyes on the child. No doubt, you need to parent. As a parent, you need to guide and you need to take care. Of course, you need to be a little strict. All those things comes. Strict, friend, everything should be there. Guide, teacher, everything. You can't sit and teach anything practically. At least move with the child this way. The child should understand what you are, and you should understand the child's requirement, and that way you will be able to. So that way I was able to succeed with bringing up my daughter in that way. When I learned that she had not gone to college for 2-3 weeks, it was like I was like shocked.
Yeah.
What was the reason? Nothing. There was nothing, absolutely nothing. There was no pressure from home, because I've been a very, very, very free parent, sort of. Yes, I was strict. When I have to be strict, I have been strict. When I have to put my arms around my daughter, I do that. Okay. When I have to pull or push, I do that. I have done that. Now, though, yes, we have a small, petty arguments. That is different, but
And that's
now it's
bound to
different.
happen
Yeah,
amongst
that's
all parents anyway.
that is because she's now grown up. Those good old days, yes. Physical abuse or mental, whatever that abuse and all, it's a small thing which has happened. It's not even harsh. Yes, you can't be harsh in anything. Everything and anything has limits. Everything and That's why they say, you know, when an, for example, if an organization is setting up a policy, okay, that is for the security reasons. That policy is there. That's not a guideline set up by the RBI or whatever it is. Anything, okay. That's a policy so that, you know, you don't make any mistake out of that boundary, so that everything is in process, everything is in line, everything is in path. So that I have always told my daughter, there's a line drawn. You do. I'm not stopping you. You want to go around with your friends, please go. But there's a line. Don't cross that line and go. You should always know your boundaries. That's it. You should
Absolutely.
teach, you should give them the freedom, but again hold them back. You know, where you have to hold them back, you have to hold them back. Where you have to give them the freedom, you have to give them the freedom. So there you will be able to balance. When you balance all those things, then that becomes very good, and children also will be under positive thoughts. Okay,
Absolutely.
this is what I have to achieve, and they'll have better clarity. Yes, there are a lot of there are a lot of institutions, there are a lot of organizations you need to approach. Okay, like, you know, as we do, Educafe does, we do student career counseling for the children, where we give better clarity, you know, for, because why we this organization is built for the benefit of children. This, we have done that analysis, okay, Educafe has done that analysis as to what child wants, what child need, okay. The main thing, that is why where Educafe has bought in, you know, this particular products, whatever is there, Pathfinder, Castman, everything, so that, you know, it can give better clarity to the children as to what they really want to do, and there will not be any pressure from the parents, not from the teachers, not from the friends. So the child will have better clarity, and this is there for 9th standard now. It's the best time for them, best age for them, best class for them, because that's a base which they are setting up. Okay, that's a base which they are setting up for their future. So when we actually give them the better clarity, it's always good.
True.
Clarity is very much required for each and every child. In fact, after joining this organization, I myself have a clarity as to what I have to do.
Mhm.
Okay, so I myself keep analyzing myself with all these things when I'm, you know, when I'm going to the institutions, when I'm going to the, you know, a parent I meet up, or a child who is like, you know, around 10th standard, who's in 10th standard, 11th standard, trying to hear a lot of things, inputs. So I'll be able to analyze, like, you know, as to what exactly is required. So accordingly, to deliver the requirement, it becomes more easier. So you need to be there. You need to be there to understand your child's requirement, and then, you know, as we have our Educafe is there, our platform is there to make the parents understand as to what the child wants. I think the parents should go in for all these things.
No, makes sense. One last question for you is that if there is one piece of advice you had to give to anybody, doesn't have to be a student or a child or a parent or anyone specifically, but
In general,
in general, what would be this one piece of advice you would give people in terms of being positive?
never give up.
Okay.
Never give up. Fight. Take up the challenge of never giving up. That way, I'm whatever. If I want to do something in my life, I will never give up. Yes, it should be on a good path, good sense, not hurting anyone. Find out ways. You need to think. We all have, you know, we have our brains. We have a ways to think. Think. There's nothing wrong. It might take time. It might take a lot of time, but it's okay. But never give up. Fight, and you know, keep going. That's all I say. And you need to have a lot of willpower in yourself. Do what you want to do the best. The best for yourself, best for others. If you don't want to think about others, want to think about yourself, do best for yourself without harming anyone. That's it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Rupa.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
coming in.
much.
Thank you for giving us your time. This was another episode of Unlock Your Dreams. If you are interested in looking at our other episodes, they are all on YouTube right now. So feel free to give them a look. And once again, thank you, Rupa.
Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.